This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. If you have a dog, they are a member of your family. Unconditional love going both ways. It is many times a joy when you come home from work and they're there to greet you, and it's just a fantastic feeling knowing that, somebody's on your side. They don't always do exactly what you want them to do, and then for that, you may call upon a dog trainer. But imagine if you reach out to a dog trainer, and then maybe you spoke with a behaviorist, and maybe also an animal communicator to really connect with your animal. I've got that for you, all in one person, 3-in-1. And we're going to learn a lot today about behavior and training and all of that. She is Amy Noble, and she joins us on the program today. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you, Steve?
Eager to learn, because I have a dog. So,
awesome.
And I think that we can all say that we love our animals, but sometimes they don't always do what you want them to do, or they're not getting you or understanding. But I'm kind of detecting you're not really training the dog. You're training their person. Would you say that's accurate?
Yes, more so than anything. The dogs are easy. That's what I tell everyone. Dogs are easy. It's the humans that take the time to learn.
And I also, as I think deeper about this, a dog is an animal. They do what they do. This is what they were designed for. Every breed is different, so they do it differently. However, we, as their person, expect them to be people. And I think that's where it goes wrong. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, especially because they live in our homes with us, and there are dependents, right? So a lot of the time we relate to them as if they are our children. And it's actually been scientifically proven that we have the same firings in our brain that happen with us when we're interacting with our dog, the same as a mother with her child. So we do have the same sort of neural connections that human to human do.
Don't want to admit that, but yes, because they are a member of your family.
Right.
So you embrace them in the same exact way as if they're children. What would you say is the number one challenge that somebody presents to you when it comes to their dog?
Oh gosh, number one challenge. That's hard to say. As far as like the dog's behavior or what people are struggling with right now.
Either one.
There's trends that happen in dog training, and right now the biggest trend is like reactivity. Dogs who don't know how to behave when they see another dog or when they see somebody walking on the street, right? And part of that comes from so much close interaction that we have with our dogs. We tend to spend a lot more time with them now than we did 30 years ago. 30 years ago, they were outside pets, and now it's weird having a dog live outside and they all live inside. So we've shifted our view of dogs from pets to family, and there's a lot of closeness that happens. So I would say right now the biggest challenge is reactivity, dogs who don't know how to interact when they come across another dog. They, of course, get excited when they see people. So.
You have so much insight, because I never even considered that, because everybody I know, their dog is inside. Of course, they go outside to go to the bathroom and they play and they come in and all of that. But yeah, when you think back, decades, it was the dog was tied up outside, and I never thought of it that way. Thankfully, it is the way it is now. What is going on when that dog sees another dog? Obviously, they're not used to it because they're mostly around humans typically. But I know in my dog situation, he's great, no issues with people, anything like that. Doesn't really care about other dogs. Except there's that 1 in 10 times where he'll see another dog, he'll start barking, or usually no issues other than that. And I always wonder to myself, all right, why that dog? Out of
Right.
the 9 that you saw before that, why would that one set you off a little bit? What do you think?
With that, it's a little bit different. Dogs communicate their body language and energy, so they are responding to that particular dog, just like how we can connect with somebody automatically and when we get them and we're close with them, and then we meet somebody else and we're like, nah, we don't really get along with them that well. So dogs have all different personalities, just like humans do.
Hmm.
So, but there's so many different reasons why a dog can get reactive when it sees another dog. It could be fear-based, it could be excitement-based, it could be, unsure of how to interact because they didn't have a lot of socialization, or maybe they were taken from mom too early. I mean, there are so many factors
Hmm.
that come into play when you have a dog who's reacting to another dog.
Interestingly, as I learn more about this, humans and our subconscious and how a lot of what we experience as children pilots us today, i.e., why some of us do shadow work, just to move past some of those blocks and barriers,
Hmm.
is the same kind of thing going on with a dog. Like they remember when they were puppies, even before they left mom. Could it be the same kind of thing?
Similar, but not the same because they don't have the same type of recall that we have as far as like recalling memories. And, we can think back to like when we were 5 and our mom gave us that special toy, and we still have that. They can't think of specific things like that, but through accumulative experiences, they can have those kinds of memories where it's a feeling, they feel something and they respond to that because they function more intuitively than we do. Humans are very capable of it, but they live in it, so they go off of intuition and feeling more than anything.
Hmm.
So so
What's the
that
difference? You're 3 in 1 here, as we said, a behaviorist, dog trainer, animal communicator. Can we break those down, go piece by piece, and what each
Yeah.
of those roles look like?
So the animal communication part, that is something I was born with. Like I said, everybody's got some kind of gift. Everybody can be like me. I just happened to develop it at a very, very young age. My grandmother on my dad's side she recognized it right away and kind of fed into it. So I learned how to communicate with them. I can really feel what they're feeling, and it's almost like I can check in with them and feel the sensations they're feeling in their body. I can tell what they're thinking based on gaining a bunch of information from the people around them. So that's the animal communication part. The behaviorist part comes from, I majored in psychology, behavioral psychology, with a minor in abnormal psychology. So there's a lot of the science base that I learned just through schooling and what I went through. And that is applied to, learning about the specific dog that I'm working with and applying the science to the communication. And then the training part is okay, here's the techniques to get the dog to do what you want them to do. So,
Hmm.
like, of course, we can do everything with puppies, like sit and down and recall and all of that. Those are all basic obedience. But then there is how to communicate with your dog on the leash and how to walk the right way, how to just interact with them throughout the day so that they understand, that you're running the show, you're their guardian, you're their leader, and you're going to take care of them because you know what's best for them. They just kind of make rash decisions sometimes.
Hey, are
So,
dogs like children in that children need structure, they need boundaries, they need direction. And, when your kid gets to be, low teens or a tween, they'll tell you, I don't want to do that. I don't wanna-" Deep down inside, that's what they really crave. They crave the structure and those boundaries. Would you say that dogs are kind of the same there?
absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
It's the going back to your previous question about a struggle with people, now the people side of it, the hardest struggle that I have right now is people telling their dogs no, or being afraid to give them structure or reprimand them for doing something they shouldn't do. So that's sort of where the human side is going right now, is they feel there's a lot of like, not to put this down, but there's gentle parenting, and animals don't respond the same as children do to gentle parenting. Animals are animals, and they're still going to be animals because they have an animal brain and a domestic brain. They came from wild ancestors, right? Yep. So there's still a part of that in them, and that's the part that needs the structure and the boundaries and the rules, basically, you know. And then the domestic part is the gentle parent part. Treat them like family, love them, take care of them, keep them warm and safe, you know, all of that. So
I love the way you explain things. you really get to it and you make it clear. Animal communicator, let's go there.
Yeah.
When you say animal communication, does that mean that it's essentially telepathy, where you can send a message or a visual and or get one back?
Yes, there's part of that too, for sure. And in the past, I have done animal readings for people where we did an angel reading session where everybody brought their pets with them. And we were all in a circle, and I read everybody's pet, and I didn't know any of these pets, and I didn't know any of these people, but I could read the pets and talk to them. And one of them, I remember I was like, why does she keep bringing up eggs? Like, I'm carrying eggs around. And they started laughing because their dog loved to go to the chicken coop every morning. I didn't know they had chickens, but the dog went to the chicken coop every morning, and they would give her an egg every morning when they would collect eggs.
Wow.
And it was just, for me, it feels like a thought in my head. It feels like it comes from different areas. I've done a lot of work as far as like meditation and readings and all of that. So I'm very in tune with my own body and my own like messages that come through, right? So animal messages come from different parts. So I can tell when it's me or when it's them.
When you say communication, are you also referring to, even in the egg story, dogs that have passed on?
Yes, I have actually communicated with animals that have passed on. And I often have told people, when I was doing it a lot more, I haven't done much of it recently, but when I was doing a lot of the readings, I would ask people to not tell me anything. Like, just give me a name, and
Sure.
That's all I want. I need to know the human's name, and then the pet's name. And what I do is I go and I reflect and I sit back and I connect with them. And in order for me to see if I'm connecting with the right pet, I go back to the person and say, is it a cat that looks like this? And I explain what they look like. And oftentimes it's, yep, that's exactly what they look like.
I believe in all of it. I've experienced it. I'm not psychic, although I believe that all of us are intuitive to a certain level. Right. The animal communication thing, can I share a quick story to validate what we're talking about here? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything from anything. This probably will never happen again. But I spoke with somebody that does what you do. This was about a year or so ago. And I have a dog and 2 cats. They get along beautifully, no issues, except my cat started peeing outside the litter box. Now, I have a large litter box, and I put a plastic bag over it just to make it easier to clean it out and everything.
Yeah.
And I started peeing outside the litter box. So I spoke to an animal communicator, and she told me to send a visual. And, you know, they pick up on if you tell them you're not happy. What the heck is going on here? Why do they keep doing this? Like, it's going on for like a week and a half. So I sent a visual of just thought it.
Yeah.
Daddy's not happy. You're peeing outside the box. What is going on? Please tell me what is wrong. And about 20 minutes later, kid you not, it was almost like a sledgehammer hit me in the head. I was like, where did that come from? It was the answer. And I don't know which cat was peeing outside the box, but it doesn't matter. And I don't know where I got the message from, which one of them sent it, but I'm convinced it was sent to me from one of them. The message was, you change the bags that you use on the litter box, and we don't like it. So I switched back to the other bag.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't had a problem since.
And they were fine.
I'm convinced that
Yeah.
I sent it and they sent it back.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy. Yes, it sounds woo to some, but I'm taking that to the end. The way
so funny.
the way it arrived
Yeah.
is my confirmation that this was legit. You know?
I have a similar story. I was
Please.
visiting a friend, and we were sitting out in her backyard, and I was petting her cat, who had showed up. He was just a stray that adopted them. So I'm petting him, and she goes, "You know, it's really weird. He'll eat out of his food bowl, but he won't drink out of his water bowl." And I'm sitting there petting him, and I'm looking at him, and he looked up at me, and when he looked at me, I saw, as if I were him, I saw him looking at himself. And I said, "Do you have a metal bowl for his water bowl?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, he doesn't like looking at himself when he's drinking the water." She goes, "There's no way, Amy. There's no way." And I said, "Go get a Tupperware container." She got up, she got a Tupperware container, set it down. He walked over and drank out of the Tupperware container and looked at her and flicked his tail and then came back over to me.
You can't make this stuff up. And,
Yeah.
and you know, I know people, and I've worked with psychics, human psychics, but, you know, they can connect with animals.
Yep.
I've witnessed it. I've seen it. And some of them are the biggest psychics on the planet. I've launched their media careers. They are friends, but I'm still skeptical. And I'll even ask for more. And
I am too, though. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Even though I do it, I am still my biggest skeptic. So that's why I always tell people, don't give me any information. I don't want
Right.
any bias, because I want to convince myself that I'm
Yep.
still doing it.
Yep. And where did the bowl situation come from? That, you know, I feel when you know it, and you got it as if it was it coming from the cat. You had the visual
Yeah.
of like, oh, wait, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Yeah.
You've been doing this. Your connection with animals, it goes back to being a kid, doesn't it?
Very young. Born into it, honestly. Before I even knew what they were, I was asking my parents for a horse at 2 years old. And they're like, "Where has she ever seen a horse?" My family they are not ranchers. We lived in the city, but I was very much a country girl. And I was like, "I need a horse." And my parents are like, "How about dogs? How about we get you around dogs first?" And of course, my dad's mom had dogs, and she had a parrot who I still have. I grew up with him. So she was like, "Send her over." We were only 2 blocks away. And, you know, back in the 80s, kids could just go walk around the neighborhood and take off whenever. So we did. And every time I had a chance, I would just go visit her, and she would have me help her with her litters. She bred and showed Maltese, and when she was younger, she trained dogs. So she gave me as much information as she knew, you know, as I just visited with her every day. So I helped her groom, I helped her raise the puppies. I was really kind of one of the only family members that were allowed to touch the dogs. She didn't want anybody touching them or doing anything with them, but she was teaching me how to interact with them. So I was interacting with them the way that she wanted. So she was okay with me doing it. But then I started helping people at like 11 years old, 12 years old.
I was just going to ask you, did you feel when you were a kid, somehow deep inside you, that you were going to be doing this?
I knew I was going to be doing something with animals for sure.
Okay.
I always knew I was going to be doing something with animals. When I was like out of high school and fresh college, I was considering being a vet, but it didn't click as much as the training did. And I had been doing the training for so long at that point that I was like, well, I might as well just keep doing this because it's fun. And, you know, I get to fix a lot of problems, which I love.
It's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, for sure. I get so proud of my clients and my clients' dogs when they do good. You know, I love getting updates and I love hearing that they're doing great, or they've never been able to teach them to sit and I can get them to sit in 5 minutes, you know? So
that's
fun.
because you're communicating and
Exactly.
you get them. I want to just say one thing quickly here. You mentioned a horse.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how to say this, but I had a connection with a horse over the summer,
Hmm.
and now I get it. They are amazing.
They are.
We always think of them as service animals, work animals. But
Right.
I was away on an island and just did a Steve retreat. Went by myself,
Mhm.
peace, relaxation, quiet. There was a horse in the field next to where I was. Blazing hot sun. Somebody tied it up. It's there. I'm like, what is this about? I went over there, started feeding it lettuce, whatever I had with me. I found water, gave it water, and I would go back like twice a day and just hang out with it, And I have to tell you, Amy, I was looking in its eyes. I can't explain it, and I know you're going to get it. The connection.
Oh yeah,
The connection.
for sure.
I mean, dogs are great. Animals are great. There's something about a horse. They are like supremely intelligent. They have already figured you out, read you out before you even got even close to them. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah. I worked with horses for a long time.
Wow.
I had one for 13 years and he
Oh,
passed
wow.
away too early. I miss him. It's a piece of my soul that is gone. But I also know that here's another, animals can come back, and because we live such long lives and they live such short lives, they can live multiple lives with us. So I've got stories about that as well.
That will be another podcast because something's going on here. Because a day after I saw that horse,
Yeah.
I did a past life regression. I had already planned it anyway. And guess what
Mhm.
showed up?
The horse?
A horse.
Oh, a horse, not
And
the
it-
same one.
Maybe, I don't know. And it was the first time I ever did the past life regression under hypnosis. And I've done hypnotherapy before. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But I know that was real because of the emotion I felt. There's no way my mind could have made up the story, and I'm seeing these images and everything. That was real.
Yeah.
and maybe there was a reason I saw that horse in the field and connected, and then a horse shows up in the past life regression. I don't have that answer. You offer so much, from dog training, boarding, communication, and so much more. You're in California, right?
I am. Central Coast.
Gotcha. Can you do some of this work virtually?
I can. I have
Mm.
in the past for sure.
Wow.
I help a lot of people all over the place. The very first time that I helped somebody was through Yahoo Groups in 2000, and they were, I think, in New York, and I was, of course, have been here in California.
Wow. What's the best way to find you?
All over the internet. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I'm on all of those, but amysdogtraining.com is my website. So everything is under Amy's Dog Training. So Facebook is probably my longest standing social media. And then TikTok is getting there.
Same over here. Right there with you. You are so chill, so grounded, and so connected to animals. That's what I'm feeling from you. It's
you.
it's very refreshing, and you explain things very clearly. This is not what we do. We just want we want to be happy when we want our animals happy.
Right.
So I appreciate that. Your website again? Just want to share it.
amysdogtraining.com.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for today. Lots more to talk about next time we get together.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.